Okay, part 3 of the Common Core Geometry Regions, June 2017. So what do we got? Number 32. So in number 32, we are given triangle ABC and its coordinates, and we are given triangle DEF and its coordinates. We are asked to graph and label these triangles, which I already did. And for the first part, it says to determine and state a single transformation where triangle DEF is the image of triangle ABC. So looking at these triangles, I can see that DEF is the result of a flip. So a flip is a translation. So I'm trying to look for the line of reflection, and the line of reflection will be right over here, will be this line here. You can see that if you reflect across this line, C will map onto F, B will map onto E, and then A will map onto D. So what's the equation of this line? The equation of this line is x equals 1. So the answer to the first one here, determine and state the single transformation, where blah, 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 the answer is a reflection across x equals 1. The second question says, use your transformation to explain why triangle ABC is congruent to triangle DEF. Okay, let me get my little typewriter for that. This is not a very hard explanation. It's actually very simple. And the explanation is, since a reflection is a rigid motion, the lengths are preserved. Therefore, triangle ABC is congruent to triangle DEF. So let's write that. Okay, so here is the explanation. Since a reflection is a rigid motion, the lengths are preserved. Therefore, triangle ABC is congruent to triangle DEF. Okay, number 33. We are given that RS and TV bisect each other at point X, and it says TR and SV are drawn. Prove that TR is parallel to SV. So whenever we want to prove parallel lines, look for, so I'm just going to write, look for alternate interior angles. Okay, look for alternate interior angles. Look for AI, not artificial intelligence. Look for alternate interior angles. 90% of the time, that's what they want you to use to prove the lines are parallel. The other 10% is corresponding angles. So let's look for alternate interior angles, and we have to go through the proof to show that we have a pair of alternate interior angles. So let's go through the proof. Okay, my first statement is Rx is congruent to XS. And that's the definition of a bisector. Okay, X is a midpoint. And then we can also say TX is congruent to XV. Same reason. Definition of a bisector. And then we got vertical angles. It's actually not a very tough proof. We got vertical angles here. So then now you know the triangles are congruent by side angle side. So if the triangles are congruent, remember I said look for alternate interior angles, then that means this angle here must be congruent to this angle here by CPCTC. And the reason why I look there is because I'm looking for alternate interior angles. So here's my last explanation. TR is parallel to SV, and here's the reason. A transversal that creates congruent alternate interior angles cuts parallel lines. Okay, so let me explain the proof. So what I did was I proved that the triangles are congruent. Then if the triangles are congruent, then angle T must be congruent to angle V by CPCTC. Then T and V are alternate interior angles that are congruent. So if those two angles are alternate interior and congruent, then that means TR is parallel to SV. Number 34. So 34 here, you're given a lot of important information. But the most important information that we need to take from here to begin is this 20,000 gallons. This tank holds a maximum of 20,000 gallons. So that means the volume is 20,000 gallons. Okay, that's the volume of the tank. Now, what do they want me to find? They want me to find the length of this dipstick here. Well, what's it say in the question? It says, to the nearest tenth of a foot, how long does the pole need to be in order to reach the bottom of the tank and still extend 1 foot outside the tank? So they want this thing to extend 1 foot outside the tank, right? That's a 1 foot. So they want this piece to be 1 foot. And then you need to find this whole length here, all from here to here. And that's actually a diameter, right? That's the diameter of this cylinder. So we know we need to find that diameter. And they want that in feet. Okay, so I got that volume. I want that diameter. I know that the formula for the volume of a cylinder is pi r squared times the height. And this is useful to me because I can plug in V and H here to solve for R. And if I can solve for R, I will know what that diameter is. So that's why this formula is important here. Now, I'm not ready to use it yet because you see this 20,000 gallons for the volume, it's in gallons. I need it to be in feet. So to convert 20,000 gallons to feet, I have to use this conversion here. So I got 20,000 gallons. Let's divide it by 7.48 to get what that is in feet. So what is that equal to? 20,000 divided by 7.48. That is approximately, I'm going to write that here. It's approximately 2,673.796. Okay, it's approximately 2,673.796. So that's this volume in feet. So let me plug that in here. 2673.796 equals pi r squared times the height. Now, what's the height? The height is this, 34.5. That's the height of the cylinder. Okay, this number right here, what that's giving you is it's giving you this whole length right here. Okay, so, and that is 34.5 feet. Luckily, it's in feet for you already. There's no need to convert that. So we got to solve for r, so we're going to go ahead and divide both sides by 34.5 pi. I'm going to divide this by 34.5 pi. If you're going to divide this way, make sure you put this around parens, because if you don't, you'll get the wrong answer. So it's that number divided by 34.5 pi in parens. So I get r squared, because this canceled out with this, and then the pi canceled out with this. So I get r squared equals 24.669. To get r, I got to take the square root of this. So r is approximately equal to what? 4.966. 4.966 if I truncate it. So that's the radius. Now, the diameter will be twice that, right? I have to multiply that by 2 to get the diameter. So let's do that. So the diameter is 9.933. That's my diameter. And then I have to add 1 foot. Remember it said to add 1 foot? So you add 1 foot, you get approximately 10.9 to the nearest tenth of a foot. So it's 10.9 feet.